Greetings, everyone. Welcome. Note the dark background, and maybe you're hearing the slight breezy sounds behind me. That's because we're going to do a different game today, and I'm going to bring it up on screen in a second. We're going to do a run of Monster Train. I'm going to introduce you to Monster Train. It's a Slay the Spire derivative, I would say. Derivative sounds really negative. It's an innovation on Slay the Spire. It's an advancement of the Slay the Spire genre, which is a roguelike deck building genre. If you play a lot of Magic the Gathering, you're gonna find some concepts familiar in here in terms of spending and that kind of assessment. It's got very different mechanics, but fundamentally all these card resource type games owe a lot to Magic as well. So if you're a fan of Magic the Gathering, I think you're gonna like Monster Train. And if you are a fan of Slay the Spire, I'm sure you're gonna like Monster Train. And I'm gonna hop over to the other screen here, and we'll get going on it. So, in Monster Train, we start out with a deck of cards that's the same except for the class we choose, and we're going to go through a series of battles and slowly evolve our deck, all while trying to preserve our, what do they call it, our pyre, as you will see. So we're going to start a new run. I'll just take you through here. Oh yes, that reminds me, I need to change my title. Monster Train with Ryan Spain. What? Why is everybody booing? What have I done? Anyway. Oh no, I reset it. Anyway, let's go to, I gotta get my, the game correct. Edit stream info, here we go. Category, Monster Train. All right, stream info is updated. Thanks for that little pause. Let's do this thing. So you can. So the first thing you do is you choose your clans. I've got some clans that I haven't unlocked yet. I'm going to choose the clan combination that I've used in my one successful run in this game. One successful run. This is still a little loud to me, I think. How's it doing for you guys? Maybe it's okay. Maybe it's just my ears. Try this. It's loud. Okay. I want to get that set. Let's try that. Okay. So in this game, we're going to choose our starting clan. That's the most important one. It chooses who your champion is. Everybody gets a champion, and the thing, the pair that has worked well for me is Awoken as the main and Hellhorned as the defense, because this is a lane type thing. You have character order matters, and this is a game where you can totally make the tank and the aggro character. And so the Awoken are kind of your tanks, and the Hellhorned are your aggro, and they combo pretty well together. So we're going to start there and jump on this train. So it tells us who our final boss is, and lets you know what you're going to be facing. I kind of like this. So a lot of ways this game looks like someone who loved Slay the Spire, but who is a good game designer, going through and saying, what are all the things that bug me about Slay the Spire, and can I make a version of that game that fixes all of them, right? That's kind of what it feels like. And one of the things that bugs me about Slay the Spire is you don't know who the boss you're going to face is at the end of it. You've got this long road, and maybe you've gone down a path that's just terrible at the final boss. So at least they tell you who the final boss is. You can look at it and kind of plan your run around what you're going to have to beat. So in this case, Seraph will remove half of any buff and debuff stack effect stacks. So stacks is like, yeah, if you had give me a magic mechanic that uses a number like bolster 3, right? So if bolster 3, that's a stack of 3 bolsters, right? So a stack is like how many versions of the effect you have. And yeah, thank you, Mensch. Slay is designed very well. So, I don't want to knock Slay the Spire. Slay the Spire is an awesome, inspirational game that wouldn't exist. This game wouldn't exist without it. But game design is always about improving. So somebody else improving on some of the things Slay could have done better is a really interesting way to approach it. Anyway, so this character that we're going to face in the end just affects your character's buffs. So we just have to know that our buff and debuff stacks are not going to be as strong in the finals. So let's move on. If this was your first game, I think everything would be decided for you, but because I'm going run after run, we get to start by choosing an artifact. So we're gonna have an effect that we can build around. So this is just a constant effect. These artifacts, they live up here at the top of the screen, and they just affect, they're always on. So you just want to build around these. And we have Concussive Coals, which says 50% chance to apply Dazed when an enemy unit enters your train, and that means they skip their attack. That's pretty huge, actually. 50-50 chance of your enemies not being able to attack first time they show up is pretty good. And you'll see, all this will become clear when we get into combat, and you'll see how it's structured. Wing Clipping says cards with Consume have a 50% chance to be discarded instead. So Consume is a mechanic that says when you use this spell or whatever, you get it one time. And so you have to exile it. Basically, Consume is exile after you cast. And so basically, sometimes you discard it instead of exiling it after you cast. And another thing, these deck builder games, you go through your deck a lot, so it does matter. If you discard it instead of exiling it, you are very likely to cast it again before the end of the round because your decks are actually pretty small and you're cycling through them quick. However, this seems too powerful to me. It's just like extra. It's very powerful. Just taking away attacks from oppos is big game. And then over here, we're going to upgrade our champ. And there's 2 things you can do to your baseline champion. So our champion as a baseline is the Sentient. Excuse me, I had a sneeze. And the Sentient starts out as an O10. So O10. I told you this was our tank, right? This is our damage absorber. And so we want to have a mentality that we're going to have a damage absorber in front and then a mega attacker behind. So I want to set up with that in mind. And let's see what the options are. So Rejuvenate triggers when healed. So there's a lot of healing, especially in this guild or whatever. So this is so you can either play to heal and deal, so deal damage upon healing, or extra fat, and as it's attacked, I think I want to go for the bigger toughness and the spike. Spike says whenever a unit with spikes is attacked, the attacker takes 1 damage per stack. So we can have an O30 that we put out front, and as it absorbs damage, it's attacking back. So that seems pretty good. Let's do that. Both of these are basically ways to deal damage while on defense, but I like that you're always getting attacked and you're not always doing health, so this is just more yeah, so the end boss will reduce that. So yeah, maybe you could argue that we should take Rejuvenate instead because it defeats the end boss, but even 5 is still pretty good, and I do like the extra toughness. I'm just gonna do it. Yeah, the NPCs are some. Oh, this is a nice thing. Each one has a little trial here. If you want to go extra difficulty for extra reward, you can, but you get to choose, and you can really decide whether your deck is well prepared for it or not. For example, enemies entering with armor 10 That's pretty rough because, like, part of what we're doing here, we have in our deck, we have 5 copies of this starting spell Torch that deals 2 damage. This is actually a reasonable effect because there's often utility creatures behind your tanks that you want to get around and kill. And if those utility creatures come in with 10 armor, these torches aren't going to kill them. So even though I like early on going for the extra reward, we're going to keep it off here because our deck doesn't match up well with it. No, but true, you made a great point to observe, okay, we do know what the final boss is going to be, and one of these effects is a little better. But here you go. This dude isn't even going to attack, so we get away with no attack here, and we didn't open any of our... We didn't... Unlike... we only have 10 cards in the deck, or 15 in the deck, I guess, but somehow we didn't find a shock for the Trusted Priest. However, at least we're not getting attacked by this, so we can put our... Now, let me explain what's going on here. There's the bottom floor of your train, the middle, the top, and then your last shard of the pyre up here, this thing you're protecting. As these characters do their round, they attack, and then they go up a floor. Then they attack, then they go up a floor. Then they go up to the pyre, and then they attack the pyre. So, on the one hand, we could put our champion right here on the first floor, but when possible, I actually kind of like setting up the champ to be a last stalwart on the top floor. However, we don't have a really stacked deck yet, so I am actually gonna... I think I'm gonna... Like, we're not gonna be able to kill this guy on the first round, so I'm gonna set up our champion here on the second floor, and this champion is our tank, and we don't have any good attackers yet. This is your default starting creatures. They're pretty weak, but we'll put one behind our tank up there, and then down here, restore. No health to regenerate yet, so I'm gonna just put double train steward down here. Now we end our turn, and the attacking happens. This is a little collector that shows up sometimes and steals your gold. This little sprite's going to take off with our gold if we don't take a moment to kill her. And now we have a bunch of torches, and you can see we have a 1 toughness, and then this is killable. So we're just going to torch all the small stuff here as a starting point. Kill that thing, get our gold back. And now we have no more Ember left, which is our mana for the turn anyway. I'm going to go... I have my animations on fast. But for you all, I think I'll slow them down to normal so you can see what's going on a little better. And now we're done. And also, if the creature's going to die from combat, there's a little X here, and that's a feature I turned on, but it's a nice thing to see that if you just let it happen as it is right now, this thing's going to die, and this thing's not. They're going to lose 10. So they show you what the end result is going to be if nothing changes. This one will die, and this thing will take 10. This one's gonna die. My front tank is only gonna take 3. Pretty easy. So let's throw this dude on the top floor. Yeah, you can torch to weaken, so we'll do that, for example. The thing is, it doesn't matter. We should actually use our... Like, if any of these have taken damage, we should restore here. Regen 1 says restores 1 health per stack at the end of each turn and then decreases it every turn. So if you had Regen 12, you would... At the end of turn, gain 12 health back, and then regen would drop to 11. So final wave means like the boss of this combat is here. And so we've got a 4, this guy is 4 power, 50 toughness, but we've got a shock for this support troop behind. So we're going to start by killing the support troop behind. And sure, we'll restore. Well, these are going to die anyway. And the 4 attack. Like, what matters here, like, let's say this dude was at 4. We might want to restore some health, because then it survives 1 attack to attack again. Because when you get into final wave, the floor will battle until it's over. So, why the tank? You want your tanks in front D because they have the highest health. So 29 health, this guy's gonna sit here and just take beating after beating after beating, and every time this dude takes a beating, this guy can throw a punch. And you'll see when this guy makes, oh, and actually we got the 50%, this dude's not even attacking this turn, that's great. So anyway, we're gonna, since they're not even attacking, I guess I will spend some heal there, and we'll do another heal here. I'm probably not playing this perfectly. I'm still learning this game myself, by the way. We're gonna just take our shots here. So now you see how they're just going back and forth until until one side is dead. It just goes until one side is dead. And this shows up to show that there's no going back here. This guy's headed up to the pyre, and can we stop him before he gets there? The answer should be yes. In fact, we don't need to do anything. This is one nice thing about seeing the X here. This is the last dude left to kill. We can just hit end turn, because the game is already showing us that we have him beat. And now, with our victory, we collect. And now we want to think about our game plan here. Vine Grasp is interesting. Deal 3 damage, move that unit to the front. This can sometimes pull somebody up front that is trying to hide behind a tank. Sting, deal 5 damage to the front enemy unit and draw next turn. So this is like a classic old school magic cantrip. You draw next turn, not this turn. And I think I like that. And then Steel Enhancer, we can give a unit +3/+3 basically. It's kind of like an aura for your creatures. I think I like the freeness. I'm gonna take the free thing. The way X spells work in this game, you don't get to set them. It uses up all your remaining X. So Vent says on our 3 mana, we could do 6 damage to all enemies. Yeah, 0 cost is powerful, Mike, because it does allow you to you can multi-spell more easily. I don't think I have a command in there. Somebody, but it looks like Hat had it. There you go. We're playing Monster Train. And thank you for that sub, Surion. Appreciate that. And thank you all for sticking around. I know about half my audience bailed on me, as I knew they would, because I'm not playing Magic. No worries to anybody who left, but I really am thankful for those of you who are hanging out for this. Welder Helper, summon, apply armor 15 to the front friendly unit. That's not a bad way to help out our tank. And Hidden Passage allows you to move up so you can chase a monster up, but I think that's not a powerful enough effect to use one of our mana. Anyway, I'm gonna take the Welder Helper. Let's try that out. No, it's PvE. At least I've only played it PvE. If there's PvP, I don't know about it. Okay. When you win your battles, you get to choose which side of the track you want to go down, and it depends on what you want to get. So on this side, we have we can upgrade some of our spells, and we can get some gold, or we can upgrade some of our creatures, and we can get an awoke unit. Now, I really want the red units so we can get some of the attackers, but I also want to continue. So basically, what I want, since there's 3 floors to defend, what I want to end up with is 3 clear sets of tank and attacker to be my main thing that I'm going for. So that's on my list to acquire before we get to the final boss, is to make sure we have 3 tanks and 3 good attackers that represent the lanes we're trying to create. And to that end, I'm going to start with going and fetching one of these units. This is interesting. This is a little more straightforward. It's just a 3 power, 30 toughness creature that has sweep, which means it attacks all enemy units. There you go. Sweep is instead of just attacking the first unit, you attack all of them. And that can be very powerful. As you saw, there's a bunch of little utility units that can be 1-2 toughness or whatever. And so sweep, even with 3 power, can wipe out a whole row of utility units. But one thing I like about Thorned Hollow is it says summon, gain 40 maximum health. So it's a 5/15, right? We don't have it yet, but there is a card that costs 0 mana in this guild that says fully heal all of your units in this lane. And what's nice about that combo is you can play a Thorned Hollow, fully heal it, and immediately turn it into a 5/55. And that's and then as you heal it, it gets spikes and stuff. So I'm gonna go for the little sexier option here, which is the Thorned Hollow, and try to look for that combo that allows us to turn it into a 5/55 pretty much out of the gate. So, powering up. Here's our first trip to the store. This is the creature power-up store. So we have 150 gold from our travels so far. All of these places have a purge card, because these starting cards are pretty weak. I especially don't like restore. I'd much rather acquire the healing stuff, healing spells from the game. And so getting rid of these starting cards so that you're more likely to draw the stuff you've purchased is a really key strategy in these games. So purging cards is powerful, but as you do it, it starts to cost 25 gold more. So, but since we've added characters, like I want to get rid of one of these train stewards and do that. And then Fury Stone, upgrade a unit with Rage 7. Rage says you get +2 to your attack per stack. So if you had Rage 7, you'd get +14 to your attack, but then at the end of every turn that would drop. You'd get Rage 6, so it'd go 12, then 10, and so on. So Rage settles down over time. And that's really powerful on creatures that attack twice. There's effectively double strike and even triple strike in this game. So really you want to combine Rage with double and triple strike. And we don't have the red creatures for it yet. Right now we've got the green defensive stuff. And I mean, we could put it here, but it's not a good place for it. I don't want to put Rage on the Imp. But we can upgrade with spikes, or Speed Stone is basically first strike. And first strike is also powerful in the game because you can see if you can hit them with a big heavy hitter before they can even do their attack, you're going to save a lot of damage. That's why it's so expensive. It's 100. But again, I don't want to do this. I want to do this on our red creatures, which we don't really have yet. So I'm going to upgrade one of these. I'm going to upgrade this with spikes though. And so now it's got an inherent spikes 4, and whenever you give it health, it gains more spikes. That's fine. I could spend 50 to re-roll, but that's too much of our gold. And I could give I could give this thing rage. It could be a raging spiker, but I want to save this. I don't want to upgrade power on my tanks. Yeah, every spell and every creature has 2 upgrade slots, except for your champion, which you upgrade at different points in a different way during the game, during the run. Anyway, we're going to leave here, save our gold, and move on. So, how about this trial? Non-boss enemy units enter with spikes 3. Yeah, we can handle that, because that just does extra damage, but it's going to do primarily extra damage to our tanks. It could, yeah. So I'm gonna actually do this for the extra reward here. There's not that many. The runs are shorter than they are in Slay the Spire as well. I think we probably have like 5 more battles or so, 5 or 6 more battles, which compared to Slay has 50 levels. Now, granted, we're doing other things besides battling that would be a different level in Slay, but that's close anyway. All right. Man, we keep missing on turn 1 shocks for this thing. But 225, yeah, let's go. We'll put this one on the ground floor, this one up here, and then we'll back them each with a steward. Again, not what we want to find the red creatures. Like imagine if this were a 6/1 double strike or whatever, you know, like that's kind of the kind of stuff you want back here. But we just don't have it yet. We're gonna work on it. Annoying healer behind, but hopefully we'll find some shocks here and wipe out these utility creatures. Although, if we don't want our gold stolen, we have to go after the collector. I don't like that. Where's our shocks? All right. I'm gonna go... Yeah, we can play a creature up there and get the collector that way. But I'm gonna get this healer here, and we'll throw... We can even throw this one, except... I kind of want to put this here. Did that not work? Why is that not working? There we go, that's fine. Extra armor for our front dude, and then we can throw this up here. The tank, basically, the creatures are attacking the thing in front, right? So you hide your weak creature behind the strong creature. The tough creature takes all the beating, and by surviving, if they can't get through to the back creature gets to attack. And here we go. We can just this one survives. I'm gonna kill the healer here. Don't really need to do much though. We kind of got everything we want here. Now we're just gonna heal this up a little bit and do that. There we go. We're cruising on this one. Final wave. Big toughness, but not a lot of power. Already they're gonna die, so we just torch this thing, we just win. Basically, the power of this creature is so low, at 3 per, that it's just sitting here taking 10 each hit. 10. 10. We got there. Sharpen. Add some spikes, but costs a lot. 2 is a lot. Descend a unit and restore 10 health. So we can send somebody downstairs and give them some health back. I don't like that. I'd rather just do this. This is good. 5 regen on our tanks is solid. Another welder helper. Anitas asks, how do you know if they will go upstairs or keep attacking? On the final wave, they attack until the battle is resolved on that floor. Pre-final wave, they just attack once and then go up. Yeah, so if it's not final wave, they go up. If it's final wave, they stay on the floor until it's resolved. So what's the order of fighting strikes when there are 2 creatures in the room? It's like magic. They deal. It's visually expressed as a turn order, but they are hitting each other at the same time. But it's front to back though. It starts with the front stuff and then moves to the back. Let's see. Is this worth running? Yeah, we'll keep adding some armor. This is interesting. I've never taken an important work yet because I haven't had enough imps going, but maybe we'll mess around with imps today. All right. Pyre health is the whole game, except our Pyre is at 100%. So this does nothing for us on this run. This side, this Concealed Caverns is like a community chest, but each side gets it, so we don't need to worry about that. The question is, do we want to mess with magical powers, or do we want to, this is interesting, duplicate any card except your champion? I think we'll go to this side. Start here, see what our community chest is. A little story time. A cave of 1,000 eyes seems to awaken as you grow near. From deep within, a voice emerges. Relinquish your life or your wealth, and you may be rewarded if you are deemed worthy. So here we can offer 25 coins at a time or pyre health to increase our chance to get an artifact. I am an artifact hound, so yes, I'm going to do it. We're going to start with a coin offering. So we paid 25 coins, didn't get there, but now 25 coins gets us a 25% chance. I'm going to do that again. And now 50%. All right, so we paid 75 coins to get a thorn fruit. At the start of your turn, add a sting spell to your hand. Sting is a 0 mana, deal 5 that lets you draw next turn, so that's good. It's as slow as it gets right now, D, and let's just watch and see. It's no point in me trying to explain when there's not a battle happening, right? Believe me, there will be more battles. Yeah, a little bit busted. Maybe like companion busted. All right, so here's another big tank. This would be our third tank. One thing about going for a third tank here is that it doesn't give us an obvious card to double. But maybe we just want 4, and that's okay too. We just might get these stuck in our hand. This does the multi-strike thing. This could be, actually, maybe I'll just take an multi-striker. Yeah, I'm going to take Animus instead, and then we'll double one of our other tanks to be our final tank. Or maybe we'll double this Animus. Trouble is, the doubling thing doubles power-ups as well. So it's really nice to get creatures with power-ups on them before you double them. So we could double the new dude we just got, but it doesn't have any powers on it yet. The thing is, it's also kind of the ability we need. So even though this is a stronger double in a lot of ways, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna be greedy. This is somewhat of a greedy double because our deck needs a second one of these a little bit more than it needs a third one of these. But this is a really good third to have here, so I'm gonna take it. It gets that. It's like the free power up. Oh, and yeah, if you want to count how far we have to go. Like, maybe it's the 9 circles of hell or something. I think that's what's happening. Because then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we have 6 more battles. I think that's what's happening, true. So we're facing kind of a mini boss here. These bosses you'll see hover outside of the train, and enemy units deal 1 damage to the front unit on death. So as their dudes die, they ping us. This is a game called Monster Train. So this is the type of world where you want that sweep ability, right? If you had sweep attack 3, it would kill all of these dudes. As it is, so this dude makes these bombs, and when it blows up, it deals 10. Yeah, only front takes damage unless it says otherwise. And we're gonna go. Let's see. Let's go. Big butt and multi-strike. And just like that, so we put Big Butt out and multi-strike out. Now dead, 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 and our dude takes 8. If we do nothing else, that's all that happens here. But we can... This is free, so we'll do that. It does have the ability, you know, it's going to ping us back because of Oppo's ability. But also, let's set up this, and I'm going to torch the bomb. And then we save some damage over there as well. So this guy's going to rise up and down as we battle here. And we can hit him. Eventually, he comes onto the train as the final wave. But we can hit him in the meantime and try to get him worked down a little bit. What do we got going on down here? I like extra armor for our front unit. I like stinging on this row. I like torching this thing that would attack. These aren't even attacking, so now I don't even need to worry about these. We'll go think about what else to do up here. We could even play a Thorned Hollow, but maybe I'll just drop a welder. Although, no, I changed my mind. I'm just gonna throw this up here. Trouble is, if I put a creature up here, it's just gonna get bombed. And if I put this, it doesn't fit down here. I guess I'm just not gonna play the Thorned Hollow, and we'll go with getting some extra health on our front tank bottom row. Why did I skip the soldier card? Which one are we talking about? I don't know which soldier card you're talking about, D. I didn't play this one. Oh, we haven't talked about that. So these cars can only fit so much. See, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The cars only fit 5 nodules versus of size. This is a 3. This is a 1. See the top 1? See the top 3? You can only. This is all full now, and I can't put this here because it's too big. The cards do leave my deck once they're in play, and if creatures die from play, they go to exile. They don't go back into my graveyard, so that can be a problem. If your stuff, if you don't get it going right and your stuff dies, you can run out of creatures. But anyway, this looks good to me now. I'm gonna go. Yeah, we just end the turn. So watch. Right now, D, these had days, so neither of them were attacking. But you can kind of just see from their animations in what order they're doing their attacks, and it's kind of just the back and forth. Back and forth, back and forth. All right, this row is messed up. Let's put a train steward here. Start stinging. And I think I'm gonna take out the bomb and regenerate our friend. I still don't know. You had to, D. You asked that question. I said, "What do you mean?" And then you re-asked the same question. You need to refactor that question to help me understand what you mean by skip the soldier card. I just don't know what you mean by that question. Well, all of these dudes die. This, let's get that out of the back. And since all these are dying anyway, this is gonna die. This all looks good for us. I want to get extra damage on this dude. Let's just run these things through so that we can actually attack this guy before he gets on the train. So I'm wiping out their entire force here so that we do a bunch of attacks on Daedalus here before. You didn't? Oh, sorry, man. I thought you chatted twice. My bad, my bad. Well, refactor that anyway, and then I'll try to answer if I didn't already. End turn, here we go. So the problem with this dude is that 3x3 is just where we're starting. We really want to get this dude raged, something to increase the power of the Animus so that it's not 3x3. We want it like 10x3, you know what I mean? Up here, let's just sting that and then go Thorn Hollow and Train Guard, and then we can keep stinging. So we keep adding more stings every turn, and they just end up being free cards, really. We'll go ahead and do here because these the Thorn Hollow, again, it starts with a base of 15 toughness, but it can be healed up to 55. Ah, the yellow slots. Okay, D. Good. All right, this is good because we get to fight up here and we can just mess with Daedalus down here. These are both going to die. I'm going to give some restore here so our dude lives as well as we can up there. We'll do some stinging over here. And can't even play this unit, but we can play this here. Let's play this up here, actually. There we go. I put 5 regeneration up here because now this dude who's not even being attacked can sit up here and close in and move up towards 55 toughness while waiting for people to move up. No, mana runs out, although there is one artifact that says mana doesn't... you preserve mana between turns. So we are on final wave now, clearly, since they're just playing this out until somebody dies. Now, of course, here's the drawback of Sting, since you don't draw the cards right away. I think it's still worth it, but, like, we don't have much of our other action because of all these stings. But we're going to sting the heck out of Oppo here. And these are all going to die. Let's go ahead and add to the regeneration up here so that it's better prepared to deal with this guy when he comes up a level. And you can see he's got the X, so we've got this one. Victory! Channel song. Consume. Draw a unit and enhance it with 20 power, 20 toughness, and 0 casting cost. That's fun, but it's random, and it's at its best in a deck where you have a bunch of high-powered units, or high-cost units, so that you're reducing the cost from 3 or 4 to 0. We have a bunch of 1s, so reducing stuff in cost is not that big a deal to me, although an aura, a +20/+20 aura, also not the worst. And this is a rare pack, you can see. So these are, the purple dot here indicates a rare card. These are all should be really good. Spike of the Hellhorned, if we did this on turn 1, we would get 2 rage, and we would get 6 rage and 6 armor on something. That's pretty good. Impolate We're not doing the imp thing, so I guess we are just taking the channel song. Because I think I like this better at 1. Like, for 1 mana, we augment something as +20/+20 and make it free. So it even pays for itself if we find even a 1 mana. This seems much better than... unless you're doing some... Because there's ways to increase your mana. So if you're increasing your fuel, then you could do something like this. But we'll take the channel song. All right. Now we're getting into this stuff. Like, this is the type of unit I want behind one of our tanks. This kind of is a tank. And we want stuff behind tanks. So I'm going to take Branded Warrior here. And it's got Rage 4, so we can focus on the Rage. Oh, and also one of the upgrades we can get is, like, giving it Double Strike. We want to give this guy Double Strike, basically, which we can do later. So we're going to take that. And here we go. This is one of my places where I don't understand the balance well. Here, okay, we can do a major enhancement now. Right? Major enhancement. Your choices are Fell's Remorse, take the red shard, and you increase your mana from 3 to 4 each turn. The bottom thing is the same for all of them. So the Pyre gets a buff, but it's basically upgrade your mana from 3 to 4, upgrade your cards by 1, draw 1 extra card, or have 1 extra space to play characters on a given train floor. Which one's the best one? You tell me, chat. Right? It's mana. We're all Magic players. I mean, this is a game, as Magic players, you might be tempted by the draw card, because, ooh, draw a card. But as you've seen, I'm discarding cards every turn. So drawing a card isn't actually the best thing in these types of games, because you tend to have more cards than you need per turn anyway. But we do have managed, like, every turn I'm discarding something, Mike. Now, when those thorn fruits get going and we're stinging a bunch, maybe less so. But I'm basically always interested in mana. I'm going to take mana. Even though we have an artifact that makes it less relevant, it just changes everything to be able to play more each turn. So, what are we doing now? Looks like pile of gold, upgrade our units, and get a unit, versus Pyre health, which is already maxed out, kill some cards, get an artifact. I'm going to go this side. Get some gems. Let's get a unit. Let me check in my units, right? I think we have the 3 back, and I want 1 more, or we have the 3 front, and I'm looking for back. We have back, but really no more back creatures, so we want back creatures. I'm gonna look for a Hellhorn unit that's good for the back. Here we go. Here you go. Like, we can get a Demon Fiend. It's a 50/50, but look how much mana it costs. So if you don't have either reduction stuff going on, or, you know, we did take, where is it? We took Channel Song, so maybe we'll get lucky and get a 0 mana 50/50, but I'd rather take the 1 mana thing that does exactly what we want. And then let's do this. All right. Probably want to purge. Okay, Frenzy Stone is exactly what we wanted. This is the double strike. So it costs 100, but it's worth it for what we're up to here. And I want it on... I think this makes it multi-strike 3. But maybe we want this on one of these other two, one of these two instead. Yeah. And here's where now upgrading that same unit with +10 is insano, because we get a... look at this. We went from a 10/5 to now effectively a 45. And you can see why I wanted to do that before copying them, but we didn't have that choice. That's why we put our glass cannons behind our tanks, right? We could even do this, but I want to purge the train steward. Is it difficult? I don't know. Yes, in this, it depends on what you mean by difficult, D, because this is like my 5th run in the game. So I've only done 4 runs, and I'm 1 in 4. So my win rate is 1 in 4 right now. So I guess you could say the game is difficult. But is it hard to understand and play? I mean, I don't think so, but I've played a lot of Slay the Spire, so it all makes sense to me. Yeah, let's give the Triple Strike Battlestone. I like it. Yep, there we go. Much better looking, right? Could even purge another card. And I think I will. I'm going to get rid of one of these restores. They're not that good. We get to upgrade our champion now. So we can give it more spikes. Or rejuvenate 10. So either spikes to 20 or we add the rejuvenate clause on. But again, I'm going to go spikes to 20 just because I want the 60 toughness as much as anything. Although the whole point, I guess rejuvenate does some kill. Yeah, I'm going to do spikes again. I like the toughness. If you complete a run, you get to do another run, but it unlocks stuff. There's all this unlocking that happens as you play the game, D. Like, there's clans I don't have unlocked yet. There's cards and artifacts I don't have unlocked. At the end of the game, I'll show you all the locked stuff. There's pages of locked stuff that we haven't gotten yet. So another spot where if we do this, for 150 coins, we let enemies come in with 15 armor. It's just really bad for armor is just bad for us. Our deck has these torches, and I just can't take armor trials on when we have torches, so I'm just going to fight without it. The upgrade system does incentivize, I think, putting all your eggs in one basket because of the doubling factor. But frankly, you upgrade stuff all the time. It's not tough, you know. But I hear what you're saying, Silver, and yeah, I think that it does do that. All right, we have our big payoff right off the bat, and I'm going to put it on the ground floor here. Our huge tank and our best payoff, and I'm going to put this up here. Torch the thing that's attacking us, do that and that. Yeah, my point is, put your eggs, like, you want to, like, I would much rather have one dude with 2 upgrades and one dude with none than 2 dudes each with 1 upgrade, because of the prevalence of the copy card thing. If you're going to be copying cards, you want to make sure you've got something to copy that's extra sweet. Looking for our tank. Here's another tank to put behind this dude. And then we can even go up top and set up our final pair. But this, like I said, this is what I want to do with this color pair. Just and we've got it all set up. We got our 3 rows of tank and attacker. And now we just use the rest of our resources as we see fit. We can even put a welder helper here. Let's do that. And that thing's dead. We don't need to waste stuff on it. We can sting here. I guess we want to yeah. Should have maybe channel song, but this is fine. I kind of lost sight of my mana, but I'm really happy with our board, so I'm not... Like, the thing with Channel Song is, all of the creatures we care about are already out here. I mean, turning one of these train stewards into a 25-28 wouldn't suck either, I suppose, but I'm really happy with the board, so not concerned. Let's see if we can Let's just do some restoring here. Torching here. We're in a turn where we can't really even do that much. We're just kind of... This is already 60 of 60. I guess we throw our restores up here and try and help this thing get big up top. All right, that's dead. These are all dead. This is not even attacking. We only lose 2. Like, we're golden. I'm just gonna keep trying to get this thing bigger. Oh, we're crushing them. That thing's gonna die. It's only gonna cost 2 health over here, but it is starting to get a little unhealthy. Let's throw some stuff there. Can't use a train steward. And now we're at the stage of the game where our thorn fruit is making us more mana rich than we can use, but it's also at the point where we're gonna just kind of win this round, so it's all right. Hat with secret layer drop info. And look, dead, so we don't even need to do anything. We just hit end and we win. Still had all these train levels. All right. Don't want more stings. We're already doing the sting thing. This is interesting. It's expensive. Pyre shards. We could apply some more spikes. Let's try the awake, though. Restore 30 health. Apply 4 regen. That's great on those tanks. If you have a full train compartment, can you replace a troop already played with one from your hand? Not that I have figured out, Havoc. It's possible I'm missing some function that the game offers, but I don't think it offers that. Move a unit to the front and apply armor 10. You can do this on opposing creatures if you want, but I think with our attackers, a rage serum is fine here. We want to rage up that triple striker. Still no damage to our pyre remains, and yes, drawing cards is useful because the drawn card, the cards you buy are more powerful than the starters, but you also want to just get rid of your starting cards through this mechanic. In this case, though, yeah, I'm gonna come over here. We don't need the pyre health, but I like, well, I don't know. What do you want? We can ditch some cards we don't like, or go... At least this side is fully active. Yeah, I'm gonna go with this side. We get everything on this side. Let's get some coins. Let's check out our community chest. Shards of the pyre, remnants of the once great beacon of hell, are strewn about. When it was extinguished, the shattered pyre must have been ejected through these hell vents across all 9 rings. Taking advantage of the opportunity, some entrepreneurial soul decided to set up a still near the hell vent, converting what energy remained into potent liquids. While the owner must have heard you coming and scrambled off, some of their product remains. Do you take a swig? So we don't have to do anything, but we can add this card, Bone Shine. Restores 2x pyre health if we want to cast that. And Bone Rattler. Consume, and it enhances your pyre with... you can give your pyre plus power and toughness. We have not seen an enemy make it to the pyre yet, but if they do make it to it, the pyre, with a power of 30 and a toughness of 110, does fight it out with the attacker. So your pyre defends itself, and we can take this to help it defend itself a little more. I'm kind of inclined to just leave, really. I don't know if we want either of these clogging our deck up is the problem. I'm going to say no. I don't think we want to draw any of this. There is no minimum deck size, and there is no maximum deck size. So a lot of times these games do come down to combos where you cycle through your deck every turn or non-stop, you know, endless loops. All right. Can power up some spells. Making one cheap is hard to pass up. Like just shaving a mana off here. How do you not? You can shave a mana off there too, but I like shaving it off the expensive thing. We can upgrade. We can double upgrade here and make it plus 40 instead of plus 30. Of course, it's 10 to anything, so we can take it from 2 to 12, you know, with an upgrade on a torch, for example. 5 to 15. I mean, stings are just... the nice thing about torch is you can reach around the tanks to get the low toughness, but... only for that battle. Yeah, only for the level you're currently on. Yes, we just passed one, Razor. We just did one of those random rooms. Holdover says, when played, this card is placed on top of your draw pile. We can just sit here drawing Awake every single turn and keeping our tank healthy. Maybe it's not worth it, though, unless you have something amazing you're trying to do. This is pretty... maybe I'll try it. I've not done this before. I'm going to do it. Seems like a powerful loop. And... we're gonna... I don't really like any of these upgraded, actually. Maybe one of these upgraded would be okay. I don't know. Feels... I don't like upgrading the base stuff. I like to try and get it out of the deck entirely. We could save it for later. Trouble is, you only get 3 per shot, so it's like... I think it's worth... I'm going to use it. It's only 20 gold, and even just making a sting harder is good. Yeah, 12-point torch. Yeah, let's do a 12-point torch. Being able to target anything is pretty good. Yeah, we've already done all that. Now we're leaving. All right, Mark of Invasion. At the start of battle, enemy units appear on each floor. Additional reward, 150 coins. I'm going to go for it. We're going to take some risk here. And it's kind of hard, but I really like our deck now. So I think our deck can handle this. We just got to get some of our important dudes right off the bat. And we did, so I'm feeling good. In fact, we get to double up here. We get to go... I like to put our best stuff up top when possible, so that plus... Warrior seems good up here. And then actually this plus Awake is pretty good here because it gets us right to 45, and then we can sting on this row. I know what stealth means. Not sure. Well, let's put a warrior back here. Let's, we could heal up there. Actually, neither of these need healing at the moment. So I could do this. We'll do it on this dude, sure. Lots of regeneration. Throw out a sting. Oh, good. Give us that gold back. One thing about not having a presence on the bottom floor, like we have this thing that is dazing half the units that enter, but it's not doing anything for us if we don't have anything to fight back. But we're gonna do that now. We'll get it, get set up properly. Boom. Love it. So you can see our combo paying off. I'm gonna sting this thing out of the way, and now this dude will take the brunt over there. Same up here. We can go. Actually, let's do this. Elder Helper, Wake, Sting. I guess that wasn't needed, but here we go. Okay, well, we're gonna see right now this overcharged tank is not gonna die. It's gonna go, it has 53 health and is going to go to 51, but it will get a 5-point smack on our pyre, so you get to see a pyre damage for the first time. Well, D, this is going to deal 5. This guy has 5 power and is in front, right? So overcharge, well, let's say overcharged tank was going to attack. Well, I don't have the mana to do it anymore. Anyway, so let's say this was attacking. It would deal 5 to my tank, and then this tank would deal 5 back for 5 points. And then we have, and you can even see it. Like, see how it says minus 29 here, D? It's because it's 5 from this attack and 24 from this attack. 24 plus 5 is the 29 that it's going to take. So it's just like magic in the sense that without first strike, everything is going to deal its damage, except it does it to the front only. So this guy cannot damage this guy back here. He can only attack in front. And he's going to deal, but he can't. So the reason why this says +3 is because this guy's not going to attack because he's got the dazed, right? So with regeneration 3, the end result for this creature is going to be +3 health. If this guy was not dazed and was going to attack, this would say -2 instead of +3 because this would intend to deal 5 over here. So do you see, D? It's just like magic, except you only deal what's in front of you unless the card says otherwise. Anyway, we now let it run because we're out of stuff to do. So the enemy punched the pyre once, but the pyre punched back for 30 and killed it. right, that's full. That could use some holder. I can't believe we're not in the final yet. Let's see. Let's sting this guy up a bit. Maybe we can... There we go. Putting some rage over here was enough to kill that thing. We still have this we can throw around. We'll put this on here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All good. Final wave. All right, so if we did nothing, this front creature would take 367, and these things would die. Let's take out the damage, take out the back things. We can go Channel Song, but again, Channel Song doesn't do anything for us here because everything's full. So that does, like, literal 0. We're really just firing off stings here. And I'm going to put this, even though it's at full health, oh, it's going to die, so I guess we should go ahead and... Or maybe we can just sting enough that we actually just win here. I don't think we can get enough. But I'm going to put this up here. Because this dude's going to die anyway, so might as well have the regeneration happen a floor above. But the regen doesn't happen until after the battle, and it was at full health, so it literally would have done nothing. Do we just shuffle away our top scry? You mean like the channel song? Yes, we did shuffle it away, I think, but it's okay. I mean, it's in the graveyard now. We'll draw it again soon enough. I don't think it'll matter. I think we've got this dude almost dead on this floor. We got 2 floors to go. Oh, yeah, that's fair, Mike. Maybe it would have... I wish they'd show the, like, if you were to cast this, what would the result be after that? Anyway, with the axe, again, we don't need to think about it. We can just hit end. All right, got our extra 150 on that one. So we took on the challenge. Invigorating Solution for 0, you can draw 3 extra cards the following turn. I may take that. Engraft restores a little bit of health. Don't we have... Oh no, that was our alternate artifact option at the beginning of this. Yeah, Elgar, it's been good, although the final boss is going to have our spikes, so there's that. This is pretty powerful. I'm going to take Focused Growth. I think we just keep those, although we've shown the ability to keep the tanks pretty darn healthy. Maybe I'll just take this. Sack an imp to deal 50 to the front unit. We're just not all in on imps, though. Here is another imp. On summon, you gain 4 mana. Whoa. It's a little dark ritual creature. Deal damage that... Yeah, we're not doing... Well, we have some armor going on. This could be reasonable, but... yeah, I think you're right. This may be a skip all. I don't like any of these. We'll get some gold instead. Again, you know, just like Magic, you know, if you have the power to keep a thin deck, you would want it, right? There are reasons to have a thick and a thin deck, but in general, if it's not going to have a big impact, just leave it out. So what do we got over here? We have our doubler. We could double any card in our deck. Pyre health is okay, but we could get 5 pyre health back. Units gaining new powers is appealing to me because we want to get, double striking stuff potentially, which we could get from here. Artifacts are always fun though. Community chest. Let's see what we would double. If we were to double something, what would we double? Do we even have anything we want to double? Like, mostly we just want to get rid of our bad stuff rather than double stuff. Yeah, we could double this awesome warrior. Been pretty great, right? Yeah, that'd be worth doubling. And we got a lot of gold. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Let's see what our artifact is, though. Winged Indulgence. Enemies get -1 power. That's not a huge deal. -1, obviously 1's not that much. Improved Firebox. Gains 7 on the first turn of battle. I mean, this is kind of just like, it just may as well read empty your hand on the first turn of battle, but you almost always have extra. This still feels better to me than just slightly weakening these huge creatures we're going to be facing, so let's take that. Go to community chest here. The historian makes his way, I've never seen this one, his way towards the train in his unusual carriage. Hellborn, how fortunate I am that our travels have finally crossed paths. I am recording the events of Armageddon for posterity. Possibly futile, I know, but I shall make a fortune if you do somehow succeed. So, would you characterize yourself as honest, aggressive, or stealthy? Honest gets us a gain 30 gold. Okay, so we can just get gold. These can be fun to get extra gold in the middle of a battle. And yeah, Firebox helps with these, right? Your Pyre gets +1 damage for every 10 gold we have. So we can give our Pyre, make our Pyre 67. That's pretty good, like doubling the power of our Pyre. And then Stealthy, what is this? We get a card that says, deal 2 damage to an enemy unit, and if it slays them, you get 50 gold. I don't think we want that. Let's just get a Pyre that can defend itself. This is interesting too, though, because if we get this in our opening hand, we just get to get all this gold with whatever we have left over. Does the double card spot cost gold? I don't know what you mean. Aggro Pyre gets less good the better your deck is, but don't fool yourself. It's really nice to have a Pyre that can defend itself. Because sometimes a low power, high toughness thing will make it to your Pyre, and it's really good to be able to beat it down. Also, this doesn't add anything to our deck. I guess we'll go with this one because we have the 7 mana, and we'll try to get it in our opener. When we go to the last spot before the next battle, does that cost gold? No. To dupe a card? No. It's just free duplication. It's very powerful. But yeah, I still like doubling up on this. It's a crazy good creature right there. Oh yeah, yeah. So, Fell, not the final boss. We'll add Scourge cards to our hand. Okay, so like curse cards. Scourge cards are unwanted negative effect cards that we're going to get in our hand. So these are 0/70s. But Fell here tries to do stuff to make these 070s a lot better. And here we have this ultimate penance. We have to pay 2. Like, if this is in our hand at the end of the turn, our Pyre takes 5 damage. But we have 11 mana, so we're going to just pay that cost. And we'll work down... Well, I guess we've got every floor to work on. Still, we'll do this... and this... Oops. I screwed that up. I thought I had a different dude than I had. Well, this is a weird combo, but we can make it work. $15 to the front unit. So if I could do this over, I would put one of these tanks on the second floor. I screwed up and thought I had a different creature than I did. Now, I don't know why these didn't go up. Oh, they're immobile. Cannot move between floors or change position on this floor. So they just are stuck. They're stuck there. And how do we do now? Yeah, we're getting the wrong creatures in the wrong order here. I'm going to go... 13 toughness is actually pretty good, all things considered. Let's put this here and this here and put some rage on our doubler, right? Keep going with that. Draw 3 next turn. Let's sting. I can still do this. Lots of cards now. Lots of torching. Gonna have to pay our penance, though. I don't think we want to take damage up there that we don't have to. Although this is nice. Maybe we do. We go like this. Oh, I can't fit it there. I'm gonna pay this and this. I'm gonna preserve our Pyre's health. Pyre fought back there a little bit. One problem, like, we're doing okay here, but we're not doing any damage to Fell, and if we don't get some damage in on Fell, we might have some trouble down the road. I'm going to continue to purge and not take damage on our Pyre. This dude is close to death, but not quite. Let's help this guy over the edge. There we go. Now he's gonna die. And this only takes 5. Down here, I'm gonna try and heal up our big dude. And nothing else fits. Can't fit these anywhere on the train. More penance. Can get some gold. Channel song, not going to do much for us since we have no room on our train for new dudes unless somebody dies. Yeah, we could kill our own creature if we wanted to make space on the train. I've done that before, but here I want to shock the utility creature behind there. Now this floor is completely safe. We can focus on the other floors. I'm going to pay the penance again. And let's do some stinging. And I guess get some gold. Hey Kelmer, welcome. Yeah, we're trying out a kind of a Slay the Spire advancement. It's a new game, newish game that has taken the mantle of Slay the Spire and run with it. Okay. Not attacking, not attacking, not attacking. Gonna be dead. So this is all still fine down here. We can focus on up top. I'm gonna take care of our thing there. And really, I want to make sure our spire stays healthy if we can. What about... 12 damage on... He's gonna die anyway. Let's put it on this one. Pyre's gonna get attacked once again, but shouldn't be too bad. Yes, the Watcher, right? I have played the Watcher. Unless there's a new one. I don't think so, though. So yeah, here's where we could torch our own welder to be able to put this... Oop, except it's got 13. Never mind. It's got too much. I saw the one heart and forgot that it had 13 toughness. Never mind. Forgot the armor. But you could do that. As it is, let's see now. I guess I got to do this again. And I'm going to do 2 extra here. That's actually getting tough. These are going to be quite tough. Anything else I can just take out? I guess I'll just take out this one. And a little more stinging. Oh, a couple of hits on the pyre there. And again, this could be it for us. Like, we just didn't do any damage on the angel that much, so we got some serious issues. We are the monsters. Maybe so, Mike. I'm playing fast. How can we... Let's go this for sure there. Then Really want to get this out of the way dead, but couldn't quite do it. This is where I don't know how much it helps. 9 times 2, 18. Trouble is, restoring 2 health doesn't change the... You kind of do the math of like... So our dude has 21 health, right? This is attacking for 18 per. If we increase... We need to double... We need to get to 37, or adding health to this thing doesn't matter, right? Because every time we can survive an attack from Fel, our stuff gets to crack back. So that's what we're trying to do. I think it's going to take some spike damage, but I guess I'll put it back here. Doesn't really... It just doesn't matter. I could have put it up top. Oh yeah, I could have put the steward there, right? I didn't see that was dead. So I'm not playing this one as best as I could, but we'll see how it goes. I think we're just in deep trouble with this angel anyway. It's like, there's minor mistakes I'm making, but they're nothing compared to the fact that we don't have a great plan for this 500 toughness angel. But we get a couple of turns to... Okay, that's not bad. I wish we had one... Okay, and a steward even gives us a little bit of play to do like this. Oh, but it's 2, so that doesn't even help. I guess I didn't do anything there. I thought that was going to help, but it didn't. They're just going to die without doing anything. No, none of our 12 torches. Not looking good, not looking good. Guess I'm gonna sting up here. Nah, there's no room up here. We only have one spot up here, so there was no room for it. If that's what you're talking about, true. And here doesn't change anything, so we should just spend up here on torches. Jesus. Don't punt me for my 5th run on a new game. Those are my magic punts, you jerks. Almost could kill our thing to... I would love to kill our thing and be able to deploy a branded warrior, but we can't. So... is what it is. Alright, here's where we lose. I think we just lose. Although, yeah, we're gonna lose. But we made it pretty far. This is like the second boss. The penultimate challenge is what did us in today. Don't think we have enough health in our pyre to survive this. Yeah, the deployment, I think we could have managed this if I had deployed better on that first round. Probably the difference. So we still unlock some stuff. New things we might find in the game, etc. And I was going to show you here's everything that there is to unlock. Yeah, exactly. I mean, like you can see how we could have made it to the final boss if I hadn't messed up that deployment. But there's 5 total classes. I've unlocked 3 of them. There's still a bunch of cards to go. You can browse cards. You can look at the upgrades. Here's all the artifacts left. All these artifacts left to discover. And you can look at your... I've only got a couple friends playing right now. Uh-oh. Nick's beating me 2 to 1 on wins. Close on score. Anyway. And now you can start a new run and choose different configurations. I do think that's a great place to go. Either I have not had any luck yet with this Stygian Guard. It's kind of a spells matter clan. Its main thing is it's vulnerability to spells. Like basically, you stack this vulnerability on your opponents to spells that basically means spell damage doubles on them. So if you had deal 5, if they had a vulnerability of 1, it would deal 10, 2, it would deal 15, so on. So it's really trying to be a multiplier of spell power, and I just haven't gotten it to work yet. But as a starting point, I think they put you on Hellhorned right out of the gate as your only choice. But my current favorite and the only thing I've won with is Awoken as primary and Hellhorned as secondary, and doing the tank double striker thing. So there you go. Little introduction to this game. Played a little better than I did, and maybe you come up with a win on that one. But if you like Slay the Spire and you like Magic, check out Monster Train. I'm giving it a big thumbs up, and we'll probably play it again before the night is out. This is what like yesterday. I didn't do any grinding on my Magic Arena accounts. I just played Monster Train and had a great time with it. So hopefully you enjoyed a little introduction there. I'm going to hop back to Soapbox View and thank our YouTube friends for hanging out for that one. I know I usually play Magic, but if occasional alternate games are something that interests you, make sure you give me a like here, maybe leave me a comment. Let me know if this is the kind of thing you'd like to see on YouTube more. Thanks, YouTube. See ya.